You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. We got our annual gift card letters. Did you see that from the boss? She gives us a gift card every year. Did you open yours yet?
No, but I think I know what it is. I'll open it live on air here. Every year, Boss Jackie, she's the best. She gets us a little card with a gift card, and
it's awesome. Before I open mine,
take a guess what it is.
Every year, I usually get like a DoorDash or a Skip the Dishes card.
Yeah, and then every year I always get an LCBO gift card. There it is.
Did you again?
I got the LCBO gift card.
I got an Ultimate Dining card for $25.
Is that like the Harvey's?
The one that, a bunch of restaurants. Yeah. You can decide where you want it.
Shout out Jackie for doing that. You're the
always
best.
Awesome.
We do always laugh because it's like, I feel like she gives us two completely different things, even though it's the same thing.
Well, that's just it, right? Every year we each get a gift card for $25, and we're always very thankful for it. But every year, yours is like, hey, let me help you go out and party this holiday. And then for me, it's like, hey, let me make sure your kids get a decent meal.
The gift cards you get during the holidays really speaks volumes of what people think about you.
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's, to your favorite restaurant, showing that they actually care, or if it's like a generic card to be like, I don't know anything about you.
It's like, hey, you're a big guy. You probably eat.
You probably eat.
You're probably hungry, eh?
You probably put back some meals.
Yeah.
Or if you're like a younger dude like you, it's like, oh, I'll bet you're going to get blackout this holiday.
She hears me complain about my mortgage all the time. She's like, have a drink on me, buddy.
And then meanwhile, there's the Visa card, like the vanilla Visa card. If you get one of those from someone, it means they don't care at all. They just were obligated to get you something.
You can use it for a browser's account, just saying. Thanks, Jackie. You're the best.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I saw this survey online. Someone from Spotify actually interviewed a bunch of surgeons and what music they listen to at work.
Oh, okay.
94% of them picked rock music. In the top 5 goes Scorpions' Rock You Like a Hurricane at number 1.
Okay.
Sweet Child of Mine in at number 2. Paint It Black at number 3.
Those two make sense. Good sing-along songs.
Break On Through to the Other Side kind of seemed fitting.
If you're getting through and around my ribs, I'm a little nervous.
And the weirdest one in at number 5 was Eric Clapton's Cocaine.
I feel like that's tattling.
That would make me a little nervous hearing that.
I feel like they're telling stories without telling stories.
The guy's talking a mile a minute to you.
Cocaine. Can we just talk about the anesthetic for a second here? Can we just slow down a second?
He's like, slow down. What do you mean?
Oh, brother, we are going.
Starts talking business plans with you.
I mean, still could be worse, right? Like, could be like a Raining Blood or something like that. Would be a little nerve-wracking.
Another one Bites the Dust, Stairway to Heaven, all that kind of stuff.
Anything involving the idea of dying or passing away.
Die, my darling.
Probably a bad idea.
Knocking on heaven's door.
That's going to cause some problems. I'm going to sit up off the table if that one fires up.
I think the worst one would be, imagine if you're sitting on the table and all you hear is...
As they're telling you, like, count backwards from 100, you're like, no.
Even worse to hear at the vet.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Got a lot of people texting in 762-555 with their suggestions for songs that would be less than ideal to hear if you were about to go out for surgery, if you were on the table. But also people texting in with different, like, doctor's offices and stuff like that with their suggestions. I want to run some of these by you.
Shoot.
Like, what would be the worst song to hear if you were going into the emergency room? You're at the ER.
Oh, easy. It's the last thing that you want to hear.
Oh, it's the last thing you might hear.
Yeah.
Depending on how it's about to go. Another person's the chiropractor. You're going in to get a little crack work.
Okay, imagine this. You lay down on the table, and the guy starts kind of figuring out your body, getting ready to adjust you, and goes... He's moving the table up and down on you.
I feel like we're getting too familiar, Doc. Maybe just back off a little bit.
Either the best or worst crack of your life,
Absolutely. Dermatologists, skin doctors?
I was thinking, as they're examining your body, all you hear is...
I'm out. I am out.
So you know that mole behind your shoulder?
Yeah. He's whispering the diagnosis in your ear.
Yeah. We can get that removed if you want.
What about something like a massage therapist?
Oh, hands down, it's got to be this. They dim the lights a little bit. You hear the squirt of the lotion.
What a change in pace it would be. Like most places you go in, it's like very rhythmic, very like atmospheric ambiance music, and then all of a sudden you start hearing Pony. You're like, okay, hang on now.
You hear him spit into his hand.
X-ray doc, radiology.
There's only one song.
Yeah.
Just reminding you as you're going into the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're about to get a high concentrated dose of some radio waves.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good one. There are a lot of answers for proctologist.
I feel like it's very rare that you would hear it, but if you happen to hear this, it would throw you off.
Whoa, don't shake it, all right? If the arm is in, we're already off to a bad start.
It's over before you know it, and he goes, that's what it's all about. There's 1,000,001 songs you could do for prostate exams, honestly.
First one that comes to mind for me is Digging a Hole by Big Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
I would feel a little weirded out if that was playing in the background.
Salt and Peppers, push it real good.
Maybe I want to hear Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd if we're going into the procedure.
Let's get real. Any P. Diddy song, it's the worst song to hear.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I saw an ad for a product the other day, and I was like, that actually looks super cool. There is so much money to be made with like sleep aids and tech in the sleep space.
Oh, for sure.
There's a company called Ozlo, O-Z-L-O, that makes sleep buds. They're little earbuds that go in your ears while you're sleeping, and you can connect them to different devices, different apps, so that they're playing like Netflix or Spotify.
Or my fan noises.
You can have fan noises pumped directly into your ears so that it's not bugging anybody else in the room. And then it's got some sort of technology that can sense when you've fallen asleep, and it switches from that like casting noise into your ear to then becoming like noise canceling so that nothing in your room will wake you up.
Interesting.
And then the kicker on it is at the end, you can have an alarm set through the buds so that it plays in your ear. So if you sleep with another person and you have a ridiculous sleep schedule, like getting up at 4 a.m.,
It's not waking them up.
the alarm won't wake them up. And I was like, oh my God, I need a pair of these. And then I looked them up and they're $400 Canadian.
Oh, God.
Crazy pricing. But I saw the American option. In America, you can get these on what they call the Oslo Flex subscription.
Okay.
For $19 American a month, they will send you a pair to use as long as you want, cancel and send them back anytime.
Ew.
Which then means you are sending them back theoretically to be cleaned, maybe, and shipped out to somebody else to stuff in
It's
their
not
ears.
a U-Haul. You're not supposed to just rent it out.
I saw this, and I was immediately like, that's disgusting. Some things are just not meant to be rented, and I gotta say that any kind of earbud, even over-the-ear headphones,
I don't even like using other people's headphones.
no dice, man. Absolutely. Like, we each bring our own headphones from home because why would you ever want to share that with someone else, much less the ones that go in your ear canal?
I mean, but then again, I guess if you think about it, like every time you get a hotel room, you're technically renting a mattress for the night.
Okay, well, when you phrase it like that, now I'm never staying in a hotel.
Like if you
ever
change
again.
them from hotels to bed rentals. I mean, some people do pay by the hour at certain places too.
This
So
is true, and those are the worst ones that you can rent. But at the same time, like, you kind of know what you're getting into. Like, I sleep with my clothes on in a lot of hotels that I go to
Sure.
for that exact reason. Whereas, like, with this, I just don't know if you could trust that it's ever been cleaned. Could you clean it enough is the question. Like, with a bed, I could put new bedding on, new sheets, new blankets, new pillows, new pillowcases. I could get a bed someone else has used.
I don't know. It's like bowling shoes, right? Like you can spray them all you
They
want.
never quite come clean.
Yeah, even like rental ski equipment, whatever. Hey, it's the cheaper option if you can't afford it, but like you got to know how many feet have been in those boots.
I was just thinking that, like, you see some of those places, like a Play It Again Sports or whatever, and I know that's like you're buying secondhand, but like the idea of renting sports equipment is just, that's way too much living in somebody else's filth.
Sure.
There's no piece of sports equipment that you can theoretically rent and be like, yeah, I feel good about what's happening.
It's like renting a girlfriend for the night.
Well, you can do that. There are some laws against it, though.
They're usually not called rentals, though. That might be the most polite way to say it.
I think they frown upon using the term rental, to be honest.
I got a lease for the night.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's time to play. Yeah, let's get turned on right now. We spun the wheel, and it did land on air fryer this morning.
Very excited to be able to give away an air fryer. We had the lines fill up very quickly with people who want to win this thing. And also to hear how you can turn sexy talk to be air fryer themed.
Remember, we just need 15 seconds of your best dirty talk to win. You can pretend that we are the air fryer or you are the air fryer. Let's go to line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, it's Katie.
Katie, are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, I'll count you in from 3 to 1, and then the timer begins. 3,
All right.
2, 1.
Oh, baby, plug me in and turn me right up to 350. Put those mozzarella sticks in there and get me nice and cheesy and sticky. Pull me out and eat me.
Well done, Katie. Well done.
Had a little trouble holding it together at the end there, but I get it. I understand why.
Mozzarella sticks was a nice touch.
Woo!
All right, let's go to line 2 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Sue.
Sue, are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, I'll count you in from 3 to 1 here. 3, 2, 1.
Come and heat me up and put your Pogo right in my basket. It's going to be the hottest 3 minutes of your entire life.
Holy. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well done. Well done once again. Well done.
Three whole minutes, eh? That's crazy.
They really want this air fryer. All right, we'll go to line 3 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Pam.
Pam, are you ready to play?
I am.
All right, you're in the sweet spot here. What do you think of the competition this morning?
They're pretty good.
It's pretty steamy, eh?
It's hot.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
hot. All right, we'll count you in from 3 to 1, and then you go. 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Oh, you're so hot. Oh, you're turning me on. Oh, the sausage is so thick and big and warm.
Yo.
Oh, yes.
All right, hot sausages from line 3 there. Stay on hold. Let's weigh out our options.
All 3 foods. We had matzo sticks, we had pogos, and we had hot, thick sausage.
There's a trend there. A round of applause for all 3 gals on the phone lines this morning.
Maybe the strongest competition we've had so far.
I don't know who to go with here. So line 1, plug me in, get the matzo sticks in there, cheesy, gooey.
Matzo sticks feels the most like I can relate to out of the 3 different food products,
Number 2 was the best 3 minutes of your life with the Pogo.
3 minutes with a hot pogo.
And then number 3 was just hot and steamy sausages.
I will say this, number 2 and number 3 both left some room at the end. Mm-hmm. Number 1 did go the full time limit, but they were all so strong.
I'm torn between line 1 and line 2, to be honest. The matzo sticks got me pretty good,
Yeah.
and then also the Pogo in 3 minutes is just something that hits close to home.
I will say, as we've been debating, the text line has been 2.
Gotta give it to line 2. Are you still there?
I sure
Well,
am.
you get yourself a ding and a round of applause, and of course, a brand new air fryer coming your way.
Woo!
Amazing.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Man, I want to go on vacation so bad. I keep getting all these advertisements for last minute flight deals.
Dude, it's crazy. I got mail yesterday for the first time in forever. A guy came to the door, put it in the slot or whatever. It was a travel ad. I was like, this is the first thing I'm going to get in the mail?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I know. I had like 10 of them on Facebook and Instagram yesterday, and then I started looking, and I was like, no, I mustn't.
Oh, you are locked in the algorithm now.
Oh, I just want to sit on a beach. I want to have a drink. I just want to sit by the pool bar for 6 hours peeing in the pool all day.
I was going to say, do you sit by or do you sit in?
Yeah.
'Cause that's two different types of people.
In the pool. In the pool. That's
You're
the
that
move.
guy.
My favorite part about going on vacation is meeting all the people that claim that they're from Toronto.
Oh, all the other Canadians?
Yeah, my favorite thing is whenever someone goes, I'm from Toronto, I go, where are you actually from?
The odds are good it's never actually Toronto.
I just feel like all of us from Ontario, when we go on vacation, we say Toronto because nobody knows where we're actually from.
Dude, I feel like even when I met you, never mind like in some southern tropical destination, I met you in Saskatchewan and was like, oh, Ontario, from whereabouts? And I think you just told me, GTA.
Yeah. Which, it sucks because anyone else from Canada, if you say you're from Toronto, they give you that like,
Yeah.
kind of
But
vibe.
when you're talking to Americans or other tourists at some of these resorts and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to tell them the one place in Ontario they've probably heard of, as opposed to going, oh, I'm from Milton. Oh, where's that? Oh, it's just you drive from Toronto to...
It's way easier than being like, I'm from Chatham.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a city that the person has probably heard of, and it just shortens that conversation significantly.
I also just feel like we got to stop doing that. We got to just start telling people where we're actually from because we're giving the city of Toronto too much credit.
Oh.
All these people go back to their hometowns thinking they met these great, wonderful people from Toronto. Then one day they're going to go there and they're like, yeah, fam, yeah.
Just imagine, honey, we should really book a trip to Toronto. Some couple from like Dallas or something. It's like every time we go somewhere, we meet people from Toronto. They're the salt of the earth, the nicest people. And then they get up to Toronto and they're just like, oh, we have been misled.
I'm going to start saying I'm from Oshawa from now on just to confuse them even a little bit more.
Then you got to behave accordingly, though. That's the problem.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, when you go on vacation, it's always easy to spot the Canadians, isn't it, Ashley? How do you always spot them?
Oh, just people saying sorry and just politely moving by, or like watching out for other people. People who are like aware that there's other people around them, those are Canadians.
It's true, especially if you're at like a resort where it's like a lot of people at a pool, those bars, the buffets and stuff like that.
I will also say that we are also like insanely obnoxious when we go on vacation.
True.
We like deck ourselves out in Maple Leafs or Blue Jays gear, whatever it is.
That's true.
It's that,
and we love to like announce that we are Canadian. Like we definitely want people to know, hey, we're Canadian. Don't mistake that.
We're like the I am Canadian guy in the commercial, basically walking around.
we are all Joe Canada.
Yeah. I love when you go to a resort and you see people hang the Canadian flags. I mean, the Newfoundlanders are a whole nother breed.
Oh, absolutely. But it is, like somehow they'll have like a hockey stick hanging off their balcony with a Canadian flag on it. And it's like, okay, nobody asked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's cool and all, but no one was curious.
Canadians dress like what we think Americans do on the 4th of July when we go on vacation.
Right, like you have that picture in your head of like Independence Day barbecue Americans with like the U.S. flag apron and star-spangled this and red, white, and blue, everything else. And then it's a Canadian at like Grand Baha'i Principe in Mexico, just red and white and maple syrup. It's like, all right, calm down, bud.
We act how we make fun of Americans.
100%. Like we're just ready
it.
to start firing off red and white fireworks.
It's either that or you can always spot a Canadian even if you just go to like Florida right now. It's like 10 degrees outside and we're all wearing shorts.
That's just it. Yeah, California, Florida, all those places, like even like Texas, like they're all starting to put on their jackets and stuff like that. The Canadian snowbirds are down there, the shorts and the high socks going, this is tropical.
We went to California one Christmas and I remember we rented like a convertible.
At Christmas time?
Yeah. And I remember my dad's like, damn well I paid for it. We're going to use it.
Oh, absolutely. Why would you got to put the top down? You know the guy at the rental place just saw you. Oh, here comes some Canadians.
Yeah, we're just excited not to see snow.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
So I'm not going to lie, you kind of hurt my feelings yesterday.
How so?
I was really excited about trying to learn a new skill and working on myself and being a better person and trying to learn how to read lips. And you kind of embarrassed me on the show yesterday.
Well, you were sitting here for like half an hour talking about how good you were, and then we kind of just proved that you're not that good.
I was excited about it. You're supposed to be my friend and support me. Also, it's not my fault. You have thin little lips. They're hard to read.
Your real friends will always make fun of you.
So, okay, listen. Here's what I thought. We had a few people text us in yesterday, 762-555, that it's only fair as a baseline to see how hard this is if you do the same challenge today.
All right, I'll try it out.
So I've got it set up here. If you push that button, it'll put some static into your ears so that you cannot hear me.
Okay.
Can you hear what I'm saying now? Can you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, headphones off? No, it's all static. It's all static in the headphones.
All right, so that static is on. Here we go. This is line number one. Number one, Blink-182 isn't real punk.
Blink-182.
Yeah, isn't real punk.
Blink-182 isn't
real punk.
Real punk?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Blink-182 isn't real punk.
Screw you. Yeah, it is. And I can read your lips.
Where's the ding? That's a ding for
I can
you.
read your lips.
Congratulations. Wait, there we go. There's a real ding.
I've never even studied before, and I'm figuring this out.
I enunciate better than you. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, number two.
Okay.
This probably isn't our year, Leaf fans.
Huh.
This probably isn't our year, Leaf fans.
This isn't in the right year?
Close. This probably isn't our year.
This probably
isn't our year, Leafs fans.
This probably isn't our year.
Leafs fans.
Oh, Leafs fans.
Yeah, great job. You're doing awesome.
Yeah. These are just things you say to me usually.
But now you're saying them, and it's nice to get them off your chest.
Yeah.
Number three, final one. You're doing great so far. Dalby doesn't hate turtles or smell like beef.
One more time?
Dalby doesn't hate turtles or smell like beef.
I know you're saying your name.
Dalby doesn't hate turtles or smell like beef.
Dalby
doesn't hate turtles.
Oh, Dalby doesn't hate turtles.
Or smell like beef.
Or smell like beef. Why are you making up lies now?
You heard it. He said it. That's a ding. Everything you just said was correct. Well done, buddy.
Just because I was able to read your lips doesn't mean that it's true.
Have you been practicing this, by the way? You picked that up really quickly.
What was that?
Headphones off. Yeah, static off. That's all I got for you. You did really well.
Did
on
I?
that.
Yeah, there we go.
Have you been practicing reading lips?
No, my parents just wouldn't talk to me at restaurants. So when I was a kid, I used to try and understand what other people were doing. It all goes back to being nosy, like you said.
That's really depressing, but good for you, brother.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You should send us a text 762-555. You can ask us anything that you want. Just send a text 762-555.
It was really good, but it needed more soul-shattering comments about how the people listening are awful.
Yeah, that's like 90% of what that song is.
It's my favorite Christmas meme is that maybe the Grinch wouldn't be such a small-hearted jerk.
Guy didn't write a mean song about him.
If there wasn't some dude following him around everywhere he goes talking what a piece of garbage he is.
Someone said, who do you think would win in a fight between Ebenezer Scrooge and the Grinch?
Dude, the Grinch is a unit. He is huge. Or at least especially, I think of the Jim Carrey version quite often. He's big.
Yeah, but I feel like Ebenezer Scrooge just got angry old man syndrome.
I don't know, man. I feel more like he's got Mr. Magoo energy. It's going to take one good bop from the Grinch and then down goes Scrooge.
He didn't bat an eye at making that guy stay overtime.
Dude got rolled by 3 ghosts, all right? What's he going to do against a giant green beast?
True. Valid point. Someone said, what's a great present to give someone you know you're going to break up with? I mean, just break up with them. You don't have to give them a gift.
Yeah, I think that's the problem is you're looking at this the wrong way. If you know you're going to break up with them, save yourself the time, money, and difficulty.
I mean, if you wanted to be petty, you could give them a new key for their new place.
Yeah, that could be. Or you know what you do? You get a gift card, but you don't actually buy it. You just like take it off the shelf and it's not scanned and activated. Then you can just be like, I got you $50 gift card for your favorite restaurant or store.
Sign them up for like eHarmony or Tinder Gold or something.
Oh my God.
Best wishes.
That's rough. A condolences card to go along with it instead of a Christmas card.
Someone said, if money wasn't the issue, what would you get each other for Christmas?
Nothing.
WrestleMania tickets.
I see what you're saying.
Like, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy you what you've always wanted, and that'd be tickets to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we're really taking this to the extreme, if money is no issue, I get you a winning hockey team. I do whatever it takes money-wise to make the Leafs win the Stanley Cup. If money is no object, then that's it.
I'd appreciate that.
I'd bring the cup home to Toronto just for you, buddy.
You got $7 billion and buy Rogers out?
That might not be enough.
Alan texted and said, what's the worst holiday for being in a relationship? Is it Christmas or Valentine's Day?
I think it's Christmas. I think Valentine's Day is just a one-off day where you're also just expected to spend time with one another, which, if you're in a relationship, should not be hard, right? Taking your significant other out for dinner and like a movie or whatever should be fun.
I think Valentine's Day does have the more stress or at least pressure, because it's like, if you flop on Valentine's Day, I feel like people dwell on it more than they do Christmas.
Yeah, maybe, but also Christmas, like, you still have the gift giving aspect of it. Plus, you've got family dinners. You've got planning family dinner. Are we going to your family? Are we going to my family? That argument is tough for a lot of people.
But I feel like other couples don't compare their Christmases together. I feel like some do compare their Valentine's Day.
Well, that's where you got to get together with your friends and be like, okay, this is the baseline we're all setting. If you go over this, you suck.
Yeah. Final one we'll wrap up with here. Someone said, who is the sexiest Christmas character of all time?
Sexiest Christmas character?
I mean, I'm trying to think of all the movies here.
How down bad do you have to be to start looking to Christmas movies and characters for sexiness?
What's that rule you taught me? If someone's thought about it, there's smut on the internet.
Rule 34. I'm sure there's plenty of Christmas Rule 34, but that doesn't counter my argument that you are in a bad place if you're looking for it.
Abominable Snowman's pretty jacked, though. He's got his own place.
He got cake, too.
Yeah. A little bit of a temper, but also a gentleman.
Well, you know, a little temper's not bad every now and again.
It's kind of hot. It's kind of hot for someone that's so cold.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is adulteration. Yep, adulteration. 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 And it's the act of making something poorer in quality by adding something to it. Added a wife to me and I was instant poor. Anyway, that's just what does it. Have a great one. Cheers.
So, for example, adulteration would be like having 6 beers and then being like, I'll have 3 shots of Jameson.
Then that made your night poorer. Yeah. I was thinking, it's funny, we both went to alcohol. You've told the story about how you used to water down your dad's liquor bottles after you take some out. Turns out you were adulterating them all those times.
Yeah. Adulteration also sounds dirty, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could use it, for instance, as like you find out that your spouse is cheating on you.
She adulterated the relationship.
Adding something else to the mix usually doesn't work out that well.
It doesn't even have to be cheating in that case. You know, sometimes couples decide, like, what if we introduced a third person and then everything goes to hell? You adulterated the relationship.
I'll say this in general. Adulteration, becoming an adult is adulteration, because I've been not well since I officially became an adult.
I became a lot poorer once I had to start paying all my own bills.
Yeah.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.